initial inspiration for Porn.Cake, I think, came from some monologues that I had written, and I looked at them as a way of connecting two characters. And I ended up writing kind of 3 monologues and then sort of a couple more for 4 separate characters: man A, man B, woman A, woman B. And I kind of just sort of put them together. And one of them, the monologue that I decided would be the first one, was about a woman talking about having the hiccups. And I just happened to look on Wikipedia, as you do, and found this great article about hiccups, and it talked about iterations and the idea of something playing out over and over, and then the idea of that corrupting in the playing, in the replaying, and I really liked that. So it really kind of, for me, that really became a great sort of anchor for the play, because then I created this dinner party scene that kept repeating and corrupting with each repetition. So that's kind of how I started. Originally, I didn't realise that the play was about 2 couples. It was about 4 people, 2 males and 2 females. But I actually was at a dinner party with my partner and 2 friends, and the 4 of us read the play together, a really early draft, and at the end they went, well, we don't really get it. We don't really get it, or what it's about, or who these people are. And that made me think, okay, I think I need to be more clear. I don't really know what the relationship is between everybody, so I thought, okay, I'll just give them names to begin with. But once I did man A and made him Ant, and woman A was Annie, and then man B was Bill and woman B was Bella, I started connecting them that way. So previously it was they were couples by gender, and now it suddenly was couple by name. And once I did that, it became kind of clear to me that this was a play about kind of coupling and long-term relationships, and I guess the way that people see themselves through that relationship and see their past. So I think one of the major themes of Porn.Cake is the sense that maybe you've missed the best part of your life, and all the characters go through a moment where they they think back to the past, and whether the past is it's just happened, or it's something that happened when they were a child, or when they were at university, or whenever, they've all come to this realisation, this sort of horrible creeping suspicion that maybe they've just missed the best moment of their life, and they weren't aware that it had just happened. So I think there's a strong sense that each of the couples is growing apart from each other, and they're becoming more separate. I think the play observes that, but I don't necessarily attribute that to any one thing. And I think each of the characters is kind of searching for the answer to that for themselves. I don't know the answer to that, and I think where potentially the play could be quite negative, I believe it ends with a lot of hope, because Ant is given his birthday cake, and then that cake is shared out with the audience, and I think that what that's saying there is, despite everything, that those friendships and the relationships between all those 4 people is precious to those people, and no matter what happens to them, that relationship. So there were 2 different productions, one in 2011 and one in 2012, Malthouse Theatre and the Griffin Theatre, and it was really interesting for me to see these productions, which were pretty close together really, and see the changes and the way that the play kind of developed from one to the next. Pamela's space to work on the Beckett Theatre was very long and thin, and so the production was very true to the text and very kind of opened out, and it really made a difference to I think to the way that actors kind of responded to the audience and the look of the production as well, which was like an amazing cake shop. It was beautiful. Shannon Murphy's production at the Griffin is a much smaller space, so the audience was on both sides and it was really intimate, and she got rid of, I mean, I think for practicality as much as anything, she got rid of the table and chairs, and you know, there are a few stage directions in the script, but one of them is that everyone sits around a table and, you know, has cake. She didn't get rid of the cake, but the table was gone, and it made the play more kind of intimate, and the connection between the characters, not just couples, but, you know, there's a bit of eyes to the side kind of thing. That was more intimate as well, and there was a lot of comedy that they worked out of the kind of gestural movements of within the play, whereas I think the original production worked on the comedy within the text. It was great. It was a great experience for me to see these two very different, very brilliant productions. There was some responses to to what was the perceived difference in quality of cake between one production and the other, and there was also one person who saw both productions said to me that the Griffin production was they felt a lot more kind of and because of the intimacy, it was a lot sassier, and that there was a kind of a discovery of it was more sexy, really, I think was what they were trying to say. But apart from that, look, I'm not really aware of critically there being a huge difference in you know, response. I think some people really liked it and understood what it was trying to do, and some people really hated it, and you know, what are you going to do? Nothing.